Hello children, welcome to my 10th video class. Today I am going to continue with your chapter number 4. Previous topics we have discussed that were tokens, in that we have studied about punctuators, operators, then data types, primitive data types, in that integer data types, floating point data types, character data types, boolean data types. Today we are going to start with the variables, declaring variables, initializing variables, default values of variables. After that, programs of declaration, initialization and their default values. After that, we start constants, that is how to name and all that. After that, program related to constant and point at a glance. Then I'll give some assignment for you as I'm going to complete this chapter today. Now, variables. A variable is an identifier that denotes a location in computer's memory to store a data value. You can think of the variables as a box where you can store data for later use. Since the data in the box can change, that is, a variable may take different values at different times during the program execution. It is the computer's job to keep track of where the data is stored. You, as a programmer, only need to remember the name of this variable. Variable names are chosen by the programmer. It is suggested to use meaningful names so that anyone reading your code can easily comprehend what the represent of. Example, instead of using the name TM to represent total marks, you can use total marks. So first, I am going to tell you what is declaring a variable or how we can declare a variable. Variable declaration plays a key role in a Java program. A variable can be used in a Java program only if it has been declared. During program execution, when computer executes a variable declaration, it performs two tasks. First, sets aside memory for the variable. Second, associate the variable's name with that memory. So these are the two functions of your variable. Now, a simple variable declaration has the following syntax, that is data type and variable name, where the data type can be any primitive data type and the variable name is the name of the variable. Since a variable is an identifier, all the rules of identifier naming conventions also apply. The following statement will declare an integer type variable. Like I've written student age. Its data type is int. So student age is a variable name together without any space and it is allocated to memory. A declaration statement must be end with a semicolon. Similarly, the following statements will also declare a float type variable, that is percentage, a character type variable, grade. So percentage I am declaring with the float and grade I am declaring with the character. If you need to declare more than one variable of the same type, you can declare them all in one line, that is short, hours, comma, minutes. That means you are going to use comma in between all these variables. So all these three are of short type. Same float, x coordinate, comma, y coordinate. And instead of semicolon, I am putting comma so that it will separate both the variables by comma. Initialize variables. You know now how to declare a variable. Now let's learn how to store some data in it. Storing data in a variable means assigning a value to it. Let us see some ways to initialize variables. First, you can assign a value to the variable at the time of its declaration. For example, the following statement would declare an integer type variable student age and assign an initial value of 15 to it. That means it is a student age is a variable of integer type whose value is 15. So here variable name is student and memory will store 15 as a initial value. Here the variable student age is set to be initialized with an initial value of 15. Secondly, you can declare a variable and initialize it separately as shown here. See, year is an integer variable. In first statement I have written int year. In second statement I have written the value of year. What is that? Year is equal to 2020. So this is how you can declare in separately. Now third one, you can assign values to multiple variables in one statement, or choose to declare some and initialize the others. For example, short hours is equal to 10, comma, minutes is equal to 36, comma, seconds is equal to 55. So I have separated by comma, that is multiple initialization. Now same way you can see int x, comma, y is equal to z. Int x, comma, y is equal to 6, comma, z. This is initialization also. So you can use any type of declaration by commas. Fourth, initial values does not have to be literal. It can be expression, that is int m semicolon n is equal to m plus 5. Default values variables. Variables that are declared but not initialized are given a default value by the compiler. Now table 7 I have given here. List the default values of the data types supported by Java, but to be depend on such default values is generally considered to be a bad programming practice. So here I have written data types and their default values. Byte default value is 0. Short default value is 0. Int default value is 0. Long default value is 0L. Float default value is 0.0F. Double it's slash U 0000. Char, that is character, default value is false. Null primitive, that is non-primitive, that is default value is null. Non-primitive reference type is same, so their default value will be null. Let us understand initialization with the help of a program. Write a program to print your details. That is public class about me, it is class name. Public void my details, method name. Then integer roll number. So roll number is integer, that is 1729. String class name, that is 9th. I have written double quotation, so it is a string. String name, that is Srinivas Ramanujan. Okay. Then system.out.println roll number. I have written double quotation mark, so will be considered as string. Then roll number, its value because it is without double quotation mark. So I have written in double quotation roll number class name. So here you see roll number name, roll number class name. Okay. Then the value of roll number, you see here it is integer. So value is 1729. So here you are getting 1729 because you have not double quoted this. So the value will be displayed. When you write double quotation, when you write this in double quotation, same message will be displayed. Okay. So with this program you can easily understood how you can use the initialization of values. Next, write a program to print sum of two given numbers. So public class add two numbers, it's a class name or variable. Now public static void main string arguments, there I have written number 1 the 777, number 2 952. Then I have written sum is equal to, here I have written sum is equal to num1 plus num2. This is formula. Now I have written sum system.out.print first number is then plus num1. System.out.println second number is num2. Then I have written third statement system.out.println their sum. Now sum here I have written. Now the sum value is number 1, num1 plus num2. Now here number 1, what is that? So double quotation what you will write will display here, and num1 the value is 777 because it is written without double quotation mark. Same num2 is written without double quotation mark, so 952 value is given. Now sum, the value is addition of these two numbers because the value of sum is num1 plus num2. With this you can easily execute the program. Next, write a program to print the perimeter and area of square. Hint is given that perimeter of square is equal to 4 into sides and area of square is equal to side into side. With these two formulas or with these two hints or means hint, you can write public class, perimeter and area of square, then public static void main string arguments, int side is given 5, area and perimeter already assigned as integers. So perimeter is equal to 4 into side, from here you can see, and area is equal to side into side, it is given here. Now system.out.println side of the square is t, that is slash t means you are using escape sequence to provide some tab space. So here I have written side of the square is, it is given in double quotation, so will come side of the square is. Now side is given without double quotation, so value of side is 5. So here you are getting 5. Again centimeter is in double quotation mark, so centimeter or cm you will get like this. Second statement is system.out.println perimeter of the square is. So you are getting perimeter of the square is. Again tab is given, so space is here. Perimeter. Perimeter is, what is the perimeter? Perimeter is equal to 4 into sides. So when you calculate this, you will get 20 meters. So meter is again given in double quotation mark. Area of the square is 25 because area is given 25, that is side into side, and square centimeter because we have written square centimeter in double quotation. So all this is functioning of slash t, means it is generally used to give a space for tab. Now program to display the default values of the various data types. So I have written public class data types, public static void main string arguments, byte value means byte variable, value is given 100, same. Short variable value 3200, integer variable value is given, long variable value is given, float variable value is given, double variable value is given, character value variable value is given, string variable value is given, boolean variable value is given. Now with the help of system.out.println I have used all these variables in double quotation marks, so they are getting here, and the function or the member or the variable name I have used without double quotation mark, so they are getting the value, they are getting the values of these data types. So these are the default values of the various data types. Constants, named or symbolic constants. Sometimes you may not want to change the value of a variable once it has been initialized. For example, in a program that calculates simple interest, you may want to keep the interest rate 0.05 throughout the entire program. In Java, the modifier final can be used in a variable declaration to ensure that the value stored in the variable cannot be changed after the variable has been initialized. The keyword final makes a variable as a constant, that is, whose value cannot change. Consider the following statement. Final word is for the constant, so double variable is interest rate, that is 0.05. In the above example, the value of interest rate cannot be changed anywhere else in the program because the final modifier tells the Java compiler that this value will not change. Any assignment statement that tries to assign a value to interest rate will be flagged as a syntax error when the program is compiled. Notice that in the variable name only the uppercase letter with underscores have been used to separate the English words. Java does not require this particular style of constants, but it helps to improving the readability of the code. There are a number of advantages of using constants like this. First, it improves the programmer's readability and makes it easier for someone to understand the code. Any uninitial change to such variables will be flagged by the compiler. Third, later if there is a change in the value of such variables, example interest rate change, You just need to modify its value at one place and all the other occurrences will be taken care of automatically. Now, here I am displaying one program. You can see, write a program to compute circumference of a circle for a given value of radius. So hint is given, circumference of circle is equal to 2 pi r. Now, public class circumference of circle is a class name. Public static void main string args. After that I have written one word final, that is double. The value of pi I am making constant, so I have written final double pi equal to 3.14159. Int radius is equal to 25. Circumference is equal to double data type. So I have written circumference is equal to 2 pi r. Now system.out.println circumference is given in double quotation mark, so will come as it is. Now circumference without double quotation mark, that means the value of this circumference is 2 into pi, value is 3.14159 multiplied by 25. When you calculate all this, you will get 157.0795. This is how you can use a constant points at a glance. A character set is defined list of characters that can be used by a computer. The ASCII character set is a 7-bit set of code that allows 128 different characters, that is 2 to the power 7, that is equal to 128. The extended ASCII code is an 8-bit character set that allows 256 different characters, that is 2 to the power 8 equal to 256. The Unicode character set uses between 8 to 32 bits per character, so it can represent characters from written languages throughout the world. An escape sequence is a set of characters that has a special meaning to the Java compiler. In an escape sequence, a character is preceded by a backslash. Java offers 5 tokens, that is keywords, identifiers, literals, punctuators, and operators. Keywords have a special meaning to the Java compiler. Identifiers are used in a Java program to name things such as variables, methods, classes, objects, etc. Literals is a sequence of characters that represent values in a program and are stored in variables. Punctuators are symbols used for grouping and separating the code. Operators are symbols used to perform arithmetic or logical operations in a given expression. Java offers 2 categories of data type, that is primitive and non-primitive data type. There are 8 primitive types in Java, which are byte, short, int, long, char, float, double, and boolean. A variable is an identifier that denotes a strong location in computer's memory to store a data value. Memory location whose values cannot be changed within a program are called constants or symbolic constants. In Java, the modifier final can be applied to a variable declaration to ensure that the value stored in the variable cannot be changed after the variable has been initialized. Now, dear children, as this chapter I have completed, so please note down the assignment which you are going to write in your copy. So please write all these 3 questions and their subparts in that copy. This assignment I am going to check when I'll meet you in my class. Children, few days back I given some programs. I said write some 10 programs. So here I am just listing them, all the 10 programs. So program 1, program 2, program 3. After this, on next page I am displaying program 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the topics we have covered. Program 8, program 9, program 10. Book I am using, that is Syntax 9, Kipps Publication House. Children, note, please prepare the handwritten file of the given programs. That means you can write all these 10 programs on a A4 sheet with their outputs and submit when your school reopen. So this was your assignment work plus your summer break work. So dear children, thank you. God bless you all. Take care of your family members and friends. Bye.